want to talk about some things that I am no longer buying because they are wasteful, they don't make me feel good about myself, and they're just kind of things that I don't really need in my life. And as I'm trying to be more essentialist and more minimalist, I thought I would share with you some of these things because I feel like I'm not the only person who used to buy these things, or sometimes even still does. Grab your cup of tea, your coffee, your water, or your nothing, and let's get into this video. So I wanted to start with the first one with, it's a quite general one, but the point still stands. I used to buy things that I thought would help me to be my ideal self. And I didn't really realize that I did this until I started watching some minimalist videos about people talking about this ideal self or this fantasy self or this kind of person we are hoping to become. And it just kind of made me realize that I really live in this world sometimes, and sometimes I still do, where I am really concerned with getting to that ideal place, getting to that place where I'm really happy with my body, I'm really happy with my work and my hair and my friendship groups and my activism and what I would look like in an ideal world, or my ideal world. And this is really damaging for so many reasons. It's damaging because I end up spending money on really wasteful things that don't make me feel good. It's really damaging because who says that this ideal is what I truly believe will make me happy, rather than an ideal that is based on social constructs of what other people have told me or shown to me are beautiful or normal or standard, etc. I used to straighten my hair for over a decade because I was basically told and shown that curly hair is not beautiful, and it took me a really long time to actually see that my hair and other people's hair actually is so beautiful. And it's so ironic because now so many people are saying, I really wish that I had curly hair, or your hair is really wonderful. And what's so funny is that people who want this hair don't understand how much effort it is to make it look a certain way. It's interesting how suddenly people now think that curly hair is beautiful, and before we were made to think that very, very, very straight kind of hair was the standard and was the norm. So I used to buy lots of things that were incredibly wasteful. Like I used to buy loads of different types of hair dryers and straighteners and all this kind of like anti-frizz gel and all this extra stuff to make my hair straight because I was told that that was beautiful, and in my mind that was my ideal self. And it was the same with clothes. I was like, when I go to university, people will like me if I look cool, and people will want to be my friend if I dress in a certain way. So I would spend money going out and buying clothes to try and look a certain way so that I would easily make friends, which is unbelievably tragic looking back on it. And it was really quite a difficult time trying to navigate how I really felt about myself, and also how I was gonna actually be happy with myself and stop buying all this excess stuff that I couldn't really afford to buy. It was incredibly wasteful and was never gonna make me truly happy. I have so much respect for all those curly girls out there who have, you know, never ever been ashamed of their hair and always just worn it exactly how you wanted, whether that is straight or whether that is curly or whatever. Of course I still have social anxiety, of course I still hate, well no, not hate, I dislike parts of my body, but that's for different, I don't know, it's very different from actively trying to change it than kind of actually just accepting it for what it is, and also accepting that I'm still really lucky that, you know, I can do all the things that I want to do and be grateful for the fact that I live a happy and healthy life. Wow, that was a long one, but that was kind of something like all in one. So it wasn't just one thing that I've stopped buying. It was stop buying things that are trying to create this person that I will probably never become, and because that's not actually the person that I really want to be. It's someone that I think people want me to be. Which leads me into my next one, which is I now never ever buy kind of like the latest or the newest version of tech. I used to definitely be someone who would always upgrade my phone or always upgrade my, I think that's the only thing you really upgrade. But the phone I have now is just a iPhone 6 that I bought secondhand like a year ago. I mean, it is a pile of shit, but it works and it's absolutely fine. And my computer that I have, I bought secondhand. I just don't feel the need to upgrade everything because the way we're going now, tech is unbelievable and it's also incredibly unethical. So it's really hard to make decisions. Like even this camera is secondhand, the lens is secondhand, the tripod is secondhand, like everything about it is all basically trying to make as ethical a decision I possibly can and reducing my waste, because as I said, tech is not ethical. It has hundreds of different components from all around the world, which has a lot of slavery, especially child slavery, involved. If you haven't watched Kristen Leo's video on the iPhone 10 and why she didn't buy it, you really should, because it talks all about cobalt mining, which is only one element in a lot of phones that is mined by essentially children, and it's incredibly resource intensive and not only obviously incredibly unethical. So I've stopped keeping up with any latest tech trends and I only buy things if I think that I'm gonna have it for a really long time. The last one is kind of trivial considering what I've just talked about, but I now no longer buy essentially non-essential stationery. So I used to be that person who would go and buy gel pens and highlighters and Pritt stick and funny colored things all the time. And now I just basically get the basics. I really am really good at using the, oh my god, I keep repeating words. I apologize. I only buy the basics that do what I want them to do. So I get a notepad, I have a refillable pen, and any other bits of stationery genuinely is stuff that I found in my old stationery or in cupboards at my parents' house or other things that other people aren't using. There's no point in, for me personally, it's wasteful because I don't use those pens. I definitely had loads sitting in my cupboards that I hadn't used for such a long time and it was incredibly wasteful. However, if you are someone who genuinely buys that stuff and uses every single one until it completely runs out, in my opinion, that's definitely a lot less wasteful because you've actually gained value and use out of that item. Anyway, this video is quite long, but it was definitely something I wanted to talk about, especially the ideal self. And I know this is a long video, but I just wanted to do more of a casual one where I just sat down and chatted to you guys about this because I do think that it's very important to sometimes talk things through, even though I do ramble. Hopefully I am getting to the point with these things. If you have ever had a struggle or you are struggling with your kind of ideal self or just even societal kind of norms, etc., that you feel like you have to fit into a box, please let me know in the comment section below. I've been following some people recently, like if you don't know Jess from Jess Greenash, I think her surname is, but she's called the Crude Vegan. She is doing real wonders for body positivity and also just kind of talking about her vagina and what it looks like in bikinis and in jeans and how she has different issues with that. And it's really interesting just hearing about other people's perspectives and realizing that there is no norm. That is just completely made up. And I think that it's okay that we just decide to completely and utterly ignore the norm and not forget our tea though. I always forget my tea because I get so into the conversation with myself. Anyway, please let me know. Anyway, any other comments, questions, anything you'd like to hear or see about, please leave again in the comment section below. But apart from that, thank you very much for watching. As always, wherever you are in the big wide world, I am very grateful for you for being here. So see you guys very, very, very soon. Bye.